Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Yes, it's been a long time since I made a video and it's really great to be back. Yeah, so I have been busy with works, different works, projects, and also school work also. I'm currently working on this truck project right now. So I'll be sharing my process after I'm done with the whole modeling of this truck, and I'll be uploading the time lapse on YouTube. And yeah, so in this video I want to show you how to create or how to make this part right here. So I'm currently modeling this truck without a blueprint because I cannot find a blueprint for this truck online because it's the latest model. So I'm modeling it basically with reference pictures. Let me show you the reference I'm using. So I have to just take like a reference of a car, of the truck rather, the front reference of the truck and also the side reference. So I'm using these two views. Is like the alignment is not perfect, but I'm just trying to like get the right shape here. So and I'm using my eyes and following reference pictures to get everything right. Yeah. So without wasting too much time, let us get um to the modeling of that part right now. So we're having three oval shape circle right here. So what you can do is, and then this is my topology right here, you can see. So what I can do is, let me place my cursor to this part, and then let me add let's see, let me add, yeah, a circle and give it 8 vertices. Yeah, then we scale it down like this. We'll rotate it in the y direction, in the x direction rather, 90 degrees. And yeah, we try to scale it down to get our oval shape look, and then scale it also in the x direction this way, like this. Yeah, so since that is done, we can try to bring it out, bring it back out, and then let us see, let's see. I'm trying to figure out whether this is in the right position. So I don't think it's in the right position. Let me try to bring it down a little bit. So this is one of the disadvantages of not using a blueprint, because you can't get the proportion right. You can't get the exact location um of the parts. So you have to be using your eyes to look at the reference. So right now the distance from here to here, I'm going to use my eyes to get that. So I think this is roughly like this. Yeah, yeah, I think so. So now I can feel the face, and also, okay, yeah, now I can feel the face like this, and then extrude it in the y direction this way, since we'll be using the Boolean modifier. And also, let me see this from the top part. So it looks like if you use the Boolean modifier, it looks like this has to come down a bit more. So it has to come down like this. So I don't want it to go inwards too much, because from the top view reference you can see it does not go in too much. It's just a little like this. So I think this is okay. Let me try to bring it down small. GZ. So I think this is okay. Yeah, this should be. Yes, so we already done that. So let us duplicate this for the remaining parts. So shift D and then move it like this. And this part, there's a mirror applied to this other part, so we can just join this like this. And okay, you can just leave it like that. The mirror will apply later on. So now what you can do is you can select this one, duplicate it, and then move to a trash collection in case you mess up this. So let us select this object right here and add a Boolean modifier, bring the stack up like this, and then we eye drop those objects. and then we can apply the Boolean modifier and delete the circle. Now it's time to clean up the vertices, so we can select everything like this, delete like that, and yeah. So the next thing for us to do is looking at this reference. We're having like this line that went straight to this point, so we have to like try to get that also. And then let's go to the front view, and then let's try to join these two like this. Select these ones. Yeah, we can just leave it this way. Let me try to control B this like this. Yeah, control B works. So to get that this line that went straight up, so we control B that, and then we select this top loop, we slide it to this. Let me turn on this auto match. Yeah, so now we need to add supporting loop, or we can just join these two vertices to maintain a chord shape. Then wait, let me turn off this auto match for now. So now yeah, let me slide this one out a bit more. Also slide this one out like this, and then let me match this one. That's didn't match. Let me try to locate that. Okay, so we can take these two, match at center, and then take this double G, slide it to this point, select all of these two vertex, join it, and then we can fill. Okay, we can select these two, J to join, and then select everything here, fill. So now we're having a chord there like that. And yeah, we can also do, let us slide this one out a bit more, and then we select these two also, we join it, J to join, we select all of this also, let me double G to slide it out, and then we select these two vertices, we join it, and then we fill it like that. So the top part has been corrected. So now let us deal with these other parts. So let's see. Okay, let me turn on this auto match back, double G, slide this on, and then slide this. We're trying to maintain a chord shape like I said earlier. We also slide this one out like this, and for this part, looking at this reference, this curved, so we need to slide this on to this point like that, and then yeah, let me slide this one back up, and now we need to add extra loop cut right here, join these two vertices, add extra loop cut right here also, join these two, add an extra right here also, and then join. So I think that is it. That is basically it. So right now let me bring this one out like this. Okay, let's see if I can use the shrink wrap modifier. Let's just see. So right now this is everything, this is how it looks right now. So let me try to bring back the object I duplicated. Let me bring it to collection, and then hide these ones, and then let me select that original, the first one, the one we cut, yeah, this one, and then we add a shrink wrap modifier, deform, shrink wrap, and then let us move the stack up, and then we drop the other objects. Yeah, and then let's try to apply the shrink wrap modifier. So yeah, let's see if nothing else is messed up. So no, so yeah, let me bring back that object, and then move it to the trash collection like this. So right now all we need to do next is try to make that this extrusion inwards. So we can let's see, yeah, so we can fill this face like this, also fill all of these ones like this. Then we can go to face selection, select all of these faces like that, select turning on boundary B, so the mirror part will not be affected. And then yeah, I think this is okay. And then we'll move it in the right direction just a bit like this. Yeah, and now we can delete the faces like that. And yeah, so the next thing for me to do is to sharpen those corners. Yeah, so what I can do now is go to the vertex selection, add a loop cut here, move it closer to this point, also add a loop cut here. We can also add extra loop right here and also right here. Take these two, merge at center, select all of these vertices, slide it to this point. Sorry, you need to add extra loop cut right here also. Double GE like this. We select these two vertices, merge at the center, select all of this loop, slide it, and then we merge these two at center like this. So I think that part is sorted out. Now we do the same for the top part like this. Also extra loop cut here, and yeah, I think this one is okay. Yeah, this one is okay. So the next thing is to fill these faces in between this gap. Now we can select all of these, fill like that. So that's basically the whole cutout for that part. And then I can see there's some issue here, so I'm just take these two, merge it at center, double G, slide, and then okay, select this last vertex and then slide. So that is it. So that is how to make that part. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you once again for watching, and yeah, I will see you in the next video. Please don't forget to subscribe and share. I'll be sharing also some small tips on how to make some complicated parts on this truck, and also if possible I can show the interior. I'll show the interior, like maybe a slow process, because I wasn't able to show the interior of the BMW because of projects like this, and then school works also. I'm in my finance, so I hopefully I will be able to show the slow process of the interior for this truck. Yeah, so do well to subscribe, and then I will see you in the next part. Thank you once again.